let's talk about the leadership fight that's happening amongst the Republicans. There is, a lot of people lining up to support Donald Trump. A lot of people lining up to support DeSantis. Trump is, having to make some concessions right now. It's like who's doing what and this and that. And he certainly ran the speaker's fight on some level. And there's a fight for the chairmanship of the RNC. Rona McDaniel is running. The Mike Pillow guy is also running. Who else? There's somebody else. Who's
the other prominent candidate is Harmeet Dhillon. She's a former Trump attorney and perennial Fox News guest.
Oh right, yes.
Who is like one of her big backers is Charlie Kirk, but she's kind of trying to form like a horseshoe around McDaniel of like far right and never Trumpers in the committee to like. But she doesn't have it's almost like a Donald's type thing. Like she's just trying to kind of spoil a little bit for McDaniel, make it like harder for her.
Well, the funny thing is that Trump supports McDaniel, supposedly, right?
Supposedly.
Right.
But wasn't Lee Zeldin also contemplating putting his name?
He decided not to.
The point is just, though, that there's a lot of consternation among certain Republicans about Ronna McDaniel. I mean, I don't know how that they couldn't be a little upset given the lackluster performance in the last midterm election.
Yeah, she was the fall guy.
Fine by me.
I would like to see the Mike Pillow guy actually win. But here is Steve Bannon, and it's hard to know where Bannon is on this relative to Trump. Bannon could be just have his own ideas, but it seems like he's not terribly excited about Rona McDaniel from this interview.
We say Harmeet's putting out false information. Could you give us a highlight reel of that?
Oh, I'm not going to go down to that level, but there's been a lot of false information out there.
So you're saying that she's lying about, and we say false information, is she lying about you?
I think there's been a lot of lies about me, yes.
And the top one or two lies, about you would be what?
Well, I think just the beginning of that the RNC picks the candidates and picks the plays. I mean, we don't do that. We're not doing the strategy. I think that's disingenuous. I think a lot of the stuff about the spending has been misinterpreted and put out intentionally in a dishonest way. But again, Steve, I'm focused on how do we bring people together and how do we get our party unified to win in 2024. And that's the campaign I'm running. So I'm not going to worry about those things. That's the campaign that's being run on the other side. I'm focusing on how do we unite around what we need to defeat, which are the Democrats and Biden and the terrible, disastrous policies coming from his administration.
Ronna, just hang over for a second. Take a short commercial break. Ronna McDaniel, this is very intense, personal.
Yeah, he seems like he's making it a little more intense and personal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sink to the level of substantiating what I said about her.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to drop that. I'm just going to make it very general. But here is, I mean, this is pretty good. Callie Ward coming on with Steve Bannon later today. She was the one that McDaniel was saying was bad. I mean, I can't tell what Bannon's doing here. It's interesting, this fight.
Well, I mean, he's the host of the fight. Whoever wins, he's also there to, say, hey, we've got it.
Exactly, I guess. There's more he's bringing on, right?
Yeah, so then.
And Sabatini is looking to fire Rona McDaniel.
He says Rona McFailure.
Oh, is that her maiden name?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Kurt Schlichter going on to attack about Rona McDaniel. So there is like where I just don't understand how this is happening in Trump world, but Trump is also supposedly supportive of her.
Because of Trump, because that's what Trump does. He'll make those connections and say he supports somebody.
I know her.
I think also this might be a whole I endorse Eric type thing. like
Yeah.
that he did with in Missouri, where it's just
I
like
think
Play
I
both
prefer
sides.
to do both sides.
yeah, where it's just kind of like I'll declare victory regardless of what happens, and like I will have been right all along.
He just wants to be in the mix.
But to
too,
be
yeah.
clear, she is, and I mean, I'm not surprised about Bannon because she is the closest to the establishment insofar as, like, Mitt Romney. She's Mitt Romney's cousin, right? And I imagine, in terms of Trump world, people consider her a spy, and the idea that you could have someone even more Trumpy at the head of the RNC, I think, probably ultimately a good thing for America, because they tend to be, I don't know, generally corrupt. I mean, Steve Bannon is, still, I think, in legal proceedings over his Build the Wall campaign, where they raised a bunch of money and put most of it in his pocket. Corey Lewandowski, what's happened to that guy? What about the original campaign guy from Trump, who was down in Florida?
Manafort?
No.
Oh,
The other guy. I mean, they.
Oh, the guy that got arrested outside his house.
Yeah, that guy. I think.
Gates?
Huh?
Is that his name? Gates?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
But the bottom line is that that's also a fun fight worth watching. All right, should we do?
Brad Parscale.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Parsi. Okay, yes. The digital guy.